Do you feel like your clients are very demanding and very resistant to your prices, or you just wish you could charge more to get the respect you need to be able to deliver great results to your clients? Well, if you are experiencing the first one and you cannot do the second, it probably means that you are selling a commodity. And to be honest, most people are. But after watching this video, you will no longer be. Trust me. My name is Muganza. I run Path to Greatness Performance, which is a consulting and implementation company where we help business owners optimize and scale using our all-in-one software and our growth protocol. So today, I wanted to give you insight on how you can decommoditize your service, because otherwise you will have a lot of pain experiencing the growth you desire for your business. Okay, so let's go straight into it. So, how to decommoditize your service business. So, first of all, to understand the process that we give you at the end, we need to understand what exactly is a commodity. And here, the economic definition is a commodity is a basic good used in commerce that is interchangeable with other goods of the same type. So, here, interchangeable is very important to understand. Okay, so to understand it better, in the service business space, I simply define it as selling something that a lot of other people are selling in a competitive market. And if you're doing that, that's a huge problem, because in order to get some type of results, even tiny results, you probably have to compete on price, which is bad, because if you're too expensive, the customer has the choice. So that's really important to understand. The customer has the choice to go find someone else that sell the same service as you, but for cheaper. And because business is generally becoming more and more competitive as the barrier to entry, so the obstacles that prevent customers from entering the market is getting lower and lower, it becomes a race to the bottom. And that's when we start hearing crazy claims like, I will help you build and scale $1 million business for $1 in 90 days, or I'll buy you a car for wasting your time. Claims like this are crazy. It's crazy, but it's true. And if you've been in the service business space, you know that I'm basically not even exaggerating. This is crazy. Crazy. I even found this on the internet that was very representative of what I was trying to say. Here you see massive discount, big reduction, lowest price. And, you know, a lot of the times there's no going back from this. There's no going back from this. So please don't be a commodity. So if your prospect are very demanding and resistant to your price on the call, it's probably because you're selling a commodity, or at least is how the prospect perceives it. So let's see how to solve that problem. So I heard Chris Do in one of his videos say that if you can't charge the kind of money you want to get the respect and control you need to be able to do your job properly, then you lack imagination. To illustrate that point, he took lettuce as an example. So let's take the same because it made it very clear. So let's take a simple head of lettuce, and let's say that now it costs around 174 euros or 183 dollars. Obviously, you wouldn't go and pay more for the same thing, right? And even if you feel like it is too expensive for you, you have the choice to go and try to find a cheaper one, simply because this is a commodity. But now let's be a bit more creative and use our imagination. So let's say now we pre-wash it 3 times, hand leaf it, and put it in a plastic container. It would be worth more, right? Because it actually save you time. And so it could be sold at like 4 euros or dollars or something. And because there's not actually too much or enough lettuce inside, you probably need 2 or 3 bags, okay? And that also increases the price. That's what I was talking about for the second example. Okay, so let's say now we want even more convenience. You'll probably go for a Caesar salad deal or something. So we could take the same exact bag of lettuce, put the lettuce into a piece of plastic with a little bit of branding, some croutons, and a little bit of sauce and lemon for dressing. And now the same exact lettuce is worth like 8 to 10 euros or dollars because it's more convenient and there's a differentiation factor that comes into play. So that was the Caesar salad deal that I was talking to you about. And actually, I'm guilty. I had got one of these before. So this basically shows you how a commodity can be turned into something more valuable that people are actually willing to pay more for. Okay, now you got this. But I know that if you're watching this, you probably don't sell lettuce. So let's take a service business as an example. And to make it easy, let's take mine, which is PTG Performance. So like I told you, we are a consulting company, but we're not the only consulting company that you know, right? There's a lot, there's tons of them. And to be competitive, we had to differentiate ourselves, right? To be able to do that, we've analyzed the market a little bit, and we also aligned our unfair advantage with our service, but yeah, that's for another video. By analyzing the market, we saw that many people were consulting to help businesses grow. The problem is that, in my opinion at least, you can't grow a business the right way if the business has tons of constraints and is not optimized, because your growth will quickly be capped. We also saw that many people were using a ton of different tools to run their business. So like Google Workspace, Calendly, WordPress, Asana, Slack, and many, many more. And that was a pain in the ass to manage. And here, I'm talking from experience as well. And partly because of that, maybe many don't have numbers to track what they are actually doing, like KPIs, for example, which stands for key performance indicators. And that's a big problem because in business, you have to take data driven decisions as much as possible, which is impossible if you don't have data, right? So I could dive into all the issues that we saw, but the purpose of this video is to show you how to stop being a commodity. And so here's how we went about creating our service. We created a protocol, the PTG Growth Protocol, and PTG actually stands for Path to Greatness if you didn't know. But it's basically a process that will help people who run service businesses first optimize their offer and current structure in general, improve it or change it if needs be. Then centralize our marketing, client acquisition with automations, and even some operation and management needs using our all-in-one software that we give them, right? And then after optimizing, because the first two steps are in the optimizing part, we'd go into the growth part where we help them in a done with you, done for you way with their marketing. So content and different organic strategies and with systems. So building systems for whatever they specifically need, right? So this is the growth protocol. And so here I've put baby business, but it's mainly to show you the transformation. So like I said, we start with the offer because everything starts with the offer. What can you actually provide that is valuable to the market, you know? And then we dialing the systems. We take care of the attention part that leads to the acquisition and then retention. So we made this growth protocol because from what we saw in the marketplace, if you lack one of these five things, you will never have a business that is actually thriving and sustainable in the long run. But like I said before, there's some things that depends on specifically the client needs. And that's why before they even become clients, we make them a roadmap, which is something like this, a step-by-step process that we could go and follow to actually help them reach the goals that they want to reach. So if you want to have more clarity on what actually is a roadmap, because I actually did a video on it, you can go watch it, and that will actually give you a bit more clarity on how we actually personalize the process for our clients. So let's keep going on what I was talking about. So you see here, there's a lot, there's a lot that we actually offer, and because of that, we provide infinitely more value than our competitors in the space. And also because of that, we are not a commodity. Simply because if a client wants to have the same services, he will have to go and get five different agencies and pay them way, way more for not as much value. And to be honest, right now it's even crazier. Sometimes I ask myself, why are we even doing that? But it is required, is the process that we have to go through, because now since we need to dial in our processes a little bit more and get feedback, we need more people in order to get enough sample size, and so that's why the price is to work with us right now. I want to make it clear for now, because it's going to get real pricey very soon, but for now I feel like the price are ridiculously low, but it's okay. So we've seen some examples on how to not be a commodity. And now, what process can you actually use and repeat to do the same for you or even your client? So we call it the pre-mortem process. We use it to figure out what could prevent our ideal customer and even prospect, because we do that process with the prospects. So if you happen to hop on the call with us for the roadmap, we actually go ahead and do the pre-mortem process with you. So we actually know what could actually prevent you from experiencing your desired outcome, and see how we can bridge the whole gap from where you are right now to where you actually want to be. So this is a pre-mortem process that we did with one of our prospects. So you see here on the left side, there's the failure scenarios that could happen. So what actually could prevent them from experiencing their desired outcome, like I said before. And on the right, there's all the ways to solve them. Let's go over it together. So the first one is lack of clarity. And to solve that problem, there's the roadmap that is clear and you can, adapt it along the way. And there's also guidance throughout the whole process. The second one is lack of marketing knowledge. The prospect was fairly new to business, and so they were lacking marketing knowledge. And so to solve that, in the PTG performance team, we are two marketers, mainly two marketers. And so we are the one that will be able to like solve the gap of knowledge that the prospect has. And so the third one was lack of time between music teaching, managing marketing, customer relationship, paperwork, and all that stuff. And to be able to cover even content and all that, there's a lot of stuff to do when you start a business, especially when you don't have a lot of knowledge on business and you don't have people to support you with the project that you have. And so in order to solve that, we are 6+ people in the team to help you during the building phase. And so here you see the process really makes you go deep into what could prevent the prospect from seeing the result that they want. So I'm gonna go a little bit faster on the next ones, just so you don't you don't sit here and listen to me, go and talk about each one of them. So the next one was lack of accountability. We have a accountability process during the weekly calls. We track progress using updates, so we update them every week, and we also use the SaaS that we give you that will also have data that comes with it. Lack of visibility to get clients and retain them. So there's a scalable client acquisition way that we can like help you get clients and then build a community with the people that already come there and stuff like that to be able to retain them. So yeah, that's a long process. The next one is no sustainability because of lack of process. But basically, you can pause and read the others. But the one I want to talk about really is the decision making problems and fatigue. What we do is the reason why we do that is because we feel like when you are in business and you are alone is very, very hard. That's why we do consulting plus implementation, and that will help you also in the decision making process and with decision fatigue. And we also have access to other experts that could help us with some things that we are not able to provide you. And so for that, we can connect you with them, and that will help also in the making the right decisions. So the second example I wanted to show you guys is something that we used for one of our clients that helped him really design and refine the product that they were about to give online. And so I was like, hey, use the pre-mortem process to design the new tool that you're about to give your clients, because yeah, he's a dietitian. So here he was like, hey, here's all the scenarios that could prevent the process from going as planned. And so yeah, here's everything. You see there's a lot of details in it. And so you see how in-depth the process helped him think about everything that could prevent someone from not losing weight efficiently, because that's what he does, right? And that is crazy. And since he found all the solution for each one of those scenarios that could prevent the process from going as planned, like I said, it makes it literally impossible for someone not to lose weight efficiently. And his service then becomes infinitely more valuable because now the perceived likelihood of achievement is very, very, very high. So a client could look at this and be like, well, how am I not going to lose weight with this? It's impossible. And plus, on top of that, I have the accountability process. I have all of that. So yeah, it's crazy. Obviously, we go more in depth when there's KPIs and stuff involved. But here, that was just to show you a simple process that you could apply. And so, to recap, in order to not compete on price and even charge a premium, because you can go ahead and charge a pretty high ticket if you're not a commodity, you will need to be creative and, like I said, not be a commodity. And in order to do that, you can actually go ahead and use the pre-mortem process that I just gave you. And so hope this video was helpful. Please, 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 for the love of God, use the knowledge that you just acquired, right? Don't just binge watch video like this. Don't be like these dudes. use the process, use everything for yourself and for your clients. And so I don't even think I've mentioned it on my Instagram or anything, but well, if you watch this video a bit later, now I did. If you want a chance to get one of the 5 free audits plus roadmap, so roadmap is something like this that I just showed you, you can go ahead and go click the link in the description or the link in my bio on Instagram, and maybe get a chance to get one of the free audit plus roadmap. So take care and let's walk this path to greatness together.